Hey traders, this is Marco. It's Friday. We have the 2nd of June and I want to make another bar by bar with you today. In front of you, you can see the 2000 ES tick chart. This is the ES future and I'm trading with the Ninjatrader platform. And I'm coming to the computer around 7:30 in the morning. And today I saw that we have 3 important news events. You can see it here on the top left corner. So usually I'm trying to stay out of any trades before the news and shortly after the news. So this is like around 7:30. What I saw is that we had a huge uptrend moving higher here. You can see how prices are moving above the EMA, not even coming back to the EMA in a pullback. So I was drawing this trend channel here, and now this looks pretty much sideways. So I'm drawing some range here and we take it from there. You can see this uptrend broke here and prices made a new high. So technically this uptrend here played out. And now prices are moving within this range here. If you consider that prices breaking out of this range here, most breakouts fail, the first breakouts. If you consider this setup here, I don't like it too much because it's very congestive. So it's stacked up right at the range top here. So yeah, I will skip this for now and we take it from here. Prices are not able to reach the range low again, and that most times is an indication that we might see a breakout to the top when prices cannot reach the bottom of the range. That shows that some momentum is changing, that bulls are taking power, and you can see with the order from green bars here that bulls are pushing strongly right off the range low here above the EMA and breaking the range one more time. So you can argue that the range looks like this maybe because we have a second test of that level here right now. And prices are breaking the shorter term channel here that I drew for the first time and making a retest of the highs. And now it will be interesting to see what prices are doing. Do we stay within the range or are we breaking the range to the top side? So let's see what's going on. We're breaking the range and this looks like a bigger structure to me. So many times you will see that you start with the smaller trend channels and then channels are progressing and you're making the bigger channels after that. So this is what I'm doing here. I saw that the shorter term channel broke for the first time and prices made a new high, but prices are pushing higher and higher. So there's a chance that there's a bigger channel here in play and we're playing this right now. Prices are pushing higher, strongly above the EMA. So there's no trade right now because we want to see a pullback to the key entry point or to the EMA, a first break of this very strong uptrend to take a long trade. But since prices are trending that strong higher here, we just have to sit and wait and see what prices are doing. We're breaking this uptrend here for the first time and making now a couple of legs to a new high. So there's a potential that this uptrend also played out by now. And yeah, we're still waiting for a setup. Here you can see some mini range and prices staying within this range here, going higher again. No pullback to the EMA. Notice how strong this push is. This is a very strong uptrend here when prices cannot even pull back to the EMA. You can also see these are like very tiny bars here and the corrections are very narrow. This is a sign of a very strong uptrend. And yeah, usually you can consider taking a long trade right off the key entry point if you consider this channel here that I draw like a spike and channel as valid. So pretty much every pullback to the key entry points, for example here, can be taken as a long trade, but notice this is an aggressive trade and yeah, many times you will see that it will work, but you will also see more times that it will fail and pull back to the EMA. So I'm staying with the short setups for now. But I wanted to mention that if you locate a very strong trend channel up or down, then you can take trades on tiny pullbacks right of the key entry point, and the key entry point is the trend channel support or resistance if it's a downtrend. So yeah, we're breaking here for the first time. The bias is still to the long side, making here push lower below the EMA, and now waiting what's going on. And this pullback is pretty strong, so we have to see what's going on and how is this developing. With this strong push lower, I'm drawing a shorter term channel here, and prices are pushing strongly below the EMA. We're waiting for a pullback now. There we get our pullback. This is the first break of the shorter term channel here. But what I see, maybe there is a bigger uptrend in play. So I can try and draw this from the lows here. We can start from here and connect the swings pretty much. That would be something like this. Let me zoom out here a bit. If we make this more accurate, then this could be a nice fit here. And according to that, we have a couple of confirmations. The first confirmation is this low here. Then we are touching this channel here, another touch here, and to the top side we also have 3 touches. I will remove this for now because this doesn't seem to be valid. And we have a correction here. This looks like 2 legs and a continuation in this bigger uptrend structure. So I will play this uptrend here. Our bias is still up. That means we are looking for long trades. Even though this shorter term channel here is in play, we're breaking it for the first time. So we could see a retest of the lows, but the main bias is to the upside, and I would like to stay with long trades until the bias is changing. Now we get a pullback here and a test of this confirmation from this channel. But as I said, we have a conflicting pattern here. Excuse me, because you can see this downtrend here is breaking for the first time and we want to see a retest. So I'm not taking this long here. And now we get a second leg down. I will draw this so you can see what I mean. First leg pullback, second leg. So this could be already a retest of the lows. There is some support coming up here because you can see that prices are bouncing off this level here. We are not taking any trades. This is congestive, and right now we're waiting what's going on because this downtrend here could be played out and we have the first break of this bigger uptrend structure. So we are still waiting for a retest of the longs, and right now prices are moving below the EMA and we get a third confirmation or third touch of this support here. And we could consider taking a long because also prices are making a new low, or it's at least the same low as this one here. But as I said, I would like to see a push above the EMA as further confirmation to take a long trade. And I'm not feeling well taking a long here, even though I'm not sure if that would work out. Let me see, where is the tool here? That would be 1.75. Okay, that would be working for maybe 4 or 5 ticks. But yeah, I'm not feeling comfortable taking a trade here. I would like to see a strong push above the EMA, pull back, and with a nice bullish bar, continuation of the uptrend. So we're skipping this for now, and we're pushing strongly lower here. I think it's time to draw a shorter term channel. That one, something like this. Maybe we can also try to measure some legs here. So this would be the first leg, and something like this for a second leg. So let's see how prices are moving. We are hitting our second leg here, but prices are moving lower and lower. So maybe there is even a bigger downtrend here in play. Let's see. we're breaking this downtrend for the first time, making a new low, and now pushing strongly above the EMA. So maybe prices were doing like a two-leg correction here, and now continuation of the uptrend. We're waiting and see what's going on. No trade here, it's very congestive, but you can see and notice the strong push above the EMA with this bull bars here, with the order of bull bars. So this downtrend here played out, break new low, you can see that, and we're pushing above the EMA. This is congestion, cannot take this trade here in congestion, going higher and pulling back to the EMA, and now we are checking the confirmation of the EMA. And also notice this is a second entry long, and if you want you can draw maybe some bigger channel, for example like this here, and according to that this channel is breaking for the very first time, and we get a second entry long here right off the EMA. And also notice from before we had a break of this huge uptrend for the first time, and we're still waiting a retest of the highs, which is around this level here. So I feel pretty confident in taking a second entry long here right off the EMA. Notice we have like both structures, the shorter term uptrend here with break and no retest yet, and this bigger uptrend with break and no retest yet. So we have both structures aligning to each other, and when this is the case, I really like to take a trade, a long trade, a second entry long, to at least test the highs here around this area, and prices are taking off. We get our scalp, even I think a runner if we're a bit lucky here, and prices pushing strongly higher here. And we have a retest of the highs here now, so this channel here played out by now. So maybe it's time to form a bigger uptrend channel, something like this, because you can see the top side of the channel and the bottom side of the channel are fitting pretty nicely. I still keep the shorter term structures here because they help me to locate what's going on. And the small structures work the same way as the big structures. So you can see prices are moving higher, breaking, making a new high. The same here. And this bigger uptrend channel in green also working higher now. And it seems that we get our first break of this uptrend channel now. And still there is no retest of the highs from this very huge uptrend from the opening pretty much. So we are waiting here. This looks very tempting to take a short trade, but as I said, the bias is still up, and also we're breaking this uptrend structure here for the first time. And also notice this shorter term channel here working lower with a tiny break, new low. So I don't like to take any shorts because it's a counter trend trade. We still expect a retest of the highs, and also if you consider this shorter term channel here as valid, we're getting a first break of this green channel and waiting for a retest of the highs. So cannot take any trade here, breaking and making an attempt to retest the highs, but it's not succeeding. Instead we're getting two legs down here, and now we wait what's going on, if prices can push higher here. It looks like a bit of a range right now. I will draw this measured moves again, so you can see these are good indications because markets move always in two. So we have a push lower here, a correction, another push lower, and that's mostly enough for a correction, and then prices are continuing the direction in which they trended before. So we're pushing strongly above the EMA here. I'm drawing always my shorter term channel, breaking this, and really this starts to look like a range. So maybe I draw this even as a range here, because you can see prices are staying between these levels here, between the highs and the lows here. We're having a failed breakout here to the low side, but yeah, nothing to consider, because this is almost an inside bar of this. I would like to see ideally tick lower here under this bar. So right now I'm just waiting and see what's going on. pushing higher, and now we are approaching the last highs that were made in this bigger uptrend here. Also drawing the shorter term channel, breaking this, and now we are at the highs, and let's see if we can break it. I think there's no new high yet. This is the same high as before, but now we're breaking the structure and making a new high. So this bigger uptrend here played out by now. Unfortunately, no setup here, not even from the key entry point, from the EMA or the trend channel. So we just have to wait and see what's going on. Maybe there's a bigger structure here in play. Let me see. There is a pullback to the EMA, but just a first entry long here. So nothing to consider. Maybe we have a channel working higher, but this is not fitting. Maybe we can play it like this. Let's see. Prices made a new low here. We have a first confirmation, a second confirmation here, and the top side looks also pretty nice. So yeah, I will play it with this channel here for now. Zooming in a bit so you can see it better. Now pulling back, but we are not reaching the EMA. So this is very strong bullish behavior, strong buying here. Really nothing to consider, and now we're getting this kind of situation that I was describing before, when you locate a very strong uptrend, and this you can see when the pullbacks are very narrow and we are not even coming back to the EMA, then you can take any pullback at the key entry point, and the key entry point in this situation is the trend channel working higher here, the support line, and you can see prices are touching the support and then taking off. So there is a potential trade right now here, but I'm not feeling confident in taking this because this is right into the highs. You can see the resistance here, and yeah, it looks a bit stacked up. So you can enter along and then it will pull back to the EMA, stop you out, and just continue in the way that you planned. So really, I like to take the short setups. Some of you are more aggressive. I can understand this, and you think maybe that this trade is worth to take it. Nothing against it, but for me personally, I will skip. You can see this key entry point is holding and prices are pushing strongly higher here. Really nothing to take. Prices are very bullish right now, and now we get a correction here back to the EMA, but the shorter term channel here is in play. First break of the structure, and prices are stalling here, forming congestion. We also get the first break of this gray uptrend here, so we want to see a retest of the highs, which is around here. No setup, this is congestion. That could be treated as a second entry long, but the signal bar is very bad, and really it's so stacked up here. You can see this is like pure congestion, cannot enter here, and we are pushing higher and making a new high already. So this uptrend here also played out by now, making two legs higher here and really trending higher. Nothing to consider. Now there is a pullback to the EMA, but this structure here had a break, a new high already. So I'm not feeling confident in taking a long after this channel here is played out already. So we're waiting here. There's a strong push lower. You can see suddenly bears are coming in. It's not only the bulls anymore that are buying here. You can see strong and big bear bars, and we are slicing through the EMA. That the EMA is not existing, and this is always a sign that something has changed. So right now we're just observing what's going on. Maybe there's even a range. I can draw it like this. You will see it many times that after a structure played out, prices are like going sideways a bit or retracing a bit and finding out where to go next. So that could be the case here. We have the shorter term channel working lower, break new low, and yeah, breaking also this range here for the first time. If you are aggressive, you can consider taking a long here, but this is a very aggressive setup because you can see the shorter term channel here working lower, breaking, making a new low. So after that, you will see many times, especially after when prices are so far below the EMA, that there's a pullback to the EMA because the EMA acts as a magnet. So if you are aggressive, you can take this failed break lower here after the structure played out. But yeah, it's an aggressive setup. I would like to see ideally a higher low, for example, something like going higher, pulling back, forming a nice bar like this, then taking a scalp back to the EMA. But we are not getting this because prices are just taking higher again. So really, if you are aggressive, you can take this here as a failed break higher. I don't have a note here, so I'm just write this. Failed break lower, not higher, excuse me. Failed break lower. And we're staying within this range for now, getting a break of the structure, making a new high by one tick and reversing here a bit. So yeah, right now we're in the middle of the range, nothing really like anything to consider because this is like very sideways, very stacked, and when this is the case, then it's dangerous to take something. But you can see prices are forming some lower high here, but this is exactly into the range support here. If you consider this range support as valid, maybe you consider this range here as valid, then of course you would have some room here. But yeah, I play the range like this because we see a confirmation of the range low here and here. Then we get a failed break, coming back inside the range, failing to test the top side here of the range, and then you can see some very strong bear rush coming here, pushing lower. But yeah, this setup here as a lower high is right into the range support, and we are not taking trades that are leaving the range. So we are not trading breakouts, we are fading breakouts. That means we are taking trades back inside the range. But yeah, you can draw some shorter term channel here, then this gets a bit more interesting. But yeah, I simply don't like taking a trade here to the into the range support, and that proved as valid before. And prices really go sideways from here. Now I would check and observe if prices can push lower and how prices are reacting to this level here. But yeah, this is something that will happen most probably soon because this is live price action here. I'm zooming out one more time so you can see the whole trading day until this point. We had this strong uptrend here working higher. Before I was playing this a bit as a like overshoot. If you consider this a bit like tighter, then you have like some channel confirmation here. But there is a tiny overshoot, but then during the trading day, I changed the channel and increased it a bit. And I noticed that prices made two legs here to a new low. So that's the break. And after the break, we saw some strong buying coming in and making a retest of the highs. So I considered this huge uptrend here with the first break here and then some reaction. We were speaking about this trade here. I think this is a nice trade. This signal bar could finish perfectly, but I think this is good enough for a second entry long right of the EMA. Some range here. Then notice we're trading from bottom to the top of the range, going sideways and leaving the range to the top side. This you will see many times that it's happening when prices are going within a range, that we are leaving the range the same way we entered, and this was from going below inside the range and leaving to the top side. Some other channel forming here, unfortunately no setup. This looks interesting, but this is only a first entry long here, but it's a pullback to the key entry point. So if you saw this, and also we were speaking about the tiny pullbacks before, then you can take it as an aggressive trade. Yeah, and right now we are bouncing off this support here. So what I did, I extended the range from here to here, and this is acting as support. So whenever you have the situation, it's not good to take shorts right into the support, because there could be a support here, or the next support could be here. And if you don't have enough space and you're entering that far below the EMA, that could burn you. So we like to take trades ideally of the support, so around this level here, or of the range resistance. So that means around the level here. So yeah, that's it for today. I wish you a great weekend, and I hope you had a great trading week. Please check out our homepage, topictrading.com, if you want to learn more about this topic and how to read price action charts. And I would be very happy if you like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And I wish you a great weekend. See you next time.